Hi, my name's Sian James and I'm speaking for Life, the Basic Manual. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the topic of public speaking today. It's an edgy topic for many people. It's one of the most commonly named fears in all surveys. And the irony is, as I'm doing this clip to camera, I'm feeling that fear. So if you feel anxious about presentations, if you feel a sense of dread at the idea of something you've got coming up, I'm really filming this clip for you. And I want you to know you really are not alone in this. I mean, the first thing I do with myself to get myself over this fear, and I have done many presentations, many pieces of public speaking, sometimes to small audiences, but sometimes to audiences of thousands of people, is I ask myself, what is the substance of that fear? What am I afraid of? For me, everybody has their own answer, of course. I fear failure. I fear being vulnerable. I fear having some fallibility exposed. And as soon as I say that to you and to this camera, I feel a sense of separating out from that fear. I've named it. I can see that I am not it, and therefore it doesn't have the power to control me anymore. So you might want to try that. It certainly helps me. The profoundest tactic I can offer you in this particular sphere of human endeavour is preparation. Ask yourself, prior to any presentation you're giving, who are you talking to? What are you trying to convey? What style is going to work best for you? Because different audiences require different approaches. Small audience, you might be looking for a more intimate, more confiding style. A larger audience, you might be putting your shoulders back and you might be looking for a more commanding performance. You will know your audience best, but think it through and think through the material that you want to present. Really do your research. Boil it down until it is as succinct as it possibly can be. The research shows that most people's attention span doesn't go beyond 16 minutes. So you want to make what you present as concise, as accessible, and as entertaining as possible. So do your research, bullet point it, memorize it. Now that last one's a tall order for us these days. We have so many electronic devices that will do our remembering for us. But there isn't really a substitute for this. So take the time, remember as much of the material as you can, and then you need to rehearse. Ideally, you're going to find another trusted human being and you're going to role play. They'll be your audience and you will be their presenter. If you can't find someone to do this for you, then film yourself. This is how you catch all those stylistic tics, some of which you may be seeing in me at present, all those little hesitations, the things that we don't really see about ourselves anymore. Practice, prepare, and practice. On the day of your presentation itself, think about your audience. Go to the room first, check out any tech that you may be using, like a microphone, and also ask yourself, is my audience going to be comfortable in this place? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Is it too light? Is it too dark? Think about their needs. When you get to the dread moment itself of the actual presentation, I'm going to suggest something that's going to sound strange, but just trust me, it works. Think about your toes. You can stand on that stage, begin by just thinking about your toes. It takes the attention away from your head. And then begin. And when you begin, make a point of acknowledging your audience. I've seen many presenters with excellent material lose a room full of people right from the get-go because they just launched into the material without greeting their audience and without inviting them to share your frame of reference. I mean, that might be a reference to the travelling to get to the place that you're at, the subject that's brought you together, something that joins you with your audience. Remember, it's about the relationship that you have with that audience. As you start, face your audience, look at your audience, make direct eye contact, even if you can't see them. Sometimes the lighting means that you won't be able to see the people in front of you, but you can still steadily rove your eye over that audience. Remember, it's about the relationship. Now, these days, death by PowerPoint is a common corporate theme. If your material is very complex and you absolutely have to have slides, please keep them to a minimum. Remember, it's you doing the presentation, not your laptop. And the moment you turn away from your audience and you face the PowerPoint, you may feel reassured because you're no longer looking at that anxiety-provoking sea of faces, but you've lost them. You've taken your attention from them. So use as few slides as possible, face your audience, and really try and put some animation into what you're saying. If you're not interested in what you're saying, there is absolutely no chance that they will be. Make sure you tell them at the outset how long you're going to speak for and stick to it. There's good evidence that suggests that people listen better if they have a clear time boundary. Tell them what you're going to tell them, tell it to them, and at the end of it, remind them again of what you've said. When you get to the end of your presentation, ensure that you thank them for listening to you. This isn't a world in which people listen to each other much anymore, and if anybody has listened to you, they've honoured you. So acknowledge that fact, point them in the direction of any further resources they may need, and if you're going to have a question and answer session, always a good thing if you can, make sure that you facilitate that clearly. So those are the basics of presentation and of keeping an audience interested. For me, I really hope that's been of use to you. I would love to hear your feedback, your comments, your direct experience. And if you'd like to see more clips on this topic or many, many others, please subscribe to our channel, Life the Basic Manual. Thank you for watching.